Hello everyone, this is Jeremy with Fundamental Tennis. In this video we're going to be talking about double strategy. We're going to cover several things, including the myth of I formation, in which the server's partner should be on the center line to start the rally. I'll show you where the server's partner should be instead. I'm also going to show you an analogy I have about volleyball and tennis, and how volleyball is very much like tennis in one specific double situation. We're also going to talk about how it's usually not your fault as the net player as to why you got passed down your line or down the alley area. The last thing we'll talk about is how you can anticipate as the net player if that opposing baseliner is going to try to hit it down your line, or if they're going to try to hit it cross court away from you. So let's dive right in and enjoy the video. First thing we're going to talk about is the I formation. As I've already said, as the server's partner, you should not start your initial position in the court. When you start the rally, it should not be on the center line. I'll soon show you where you should be instead as the server's partner when you start the rally in the I formation, but for now, I want to talk about the traditional formation when the serving team has the server's partner on the center of the service box, and the server is going to be more over here on the other side of the court near the alley. So I'm first going to talk about traditional formation, because what I'm going to say is going to tie into the I formation and helping you understand where you should start on the court in I formation and why you should start there. In traditional formation, as the server's partner, you want to start in the center of the service box, because this puts you in the middle of your left and right movements. Assuming you're not going to poach, as far as you'll go to the right is about here, which is going to be about 1.5 steps, and then you'll have about 1.5 steps here as well. So again, center of the service box in your initial starting position in the traditional formation allows you to move left or right in an equal distance. Now, remember this right here, this X, if we erase it and we put the X or the player here instead, obviously you're leaving too much court open here, and it's going to take too long to cover a ball that goes in this area. Now, on the other hand, same holds true if you were to start the rally over here. Again, we're talking traditional formation still. If you start here, you're now leaving too much court open over here, and you have too much distance to cover to get here in time. Again, you want to put yourself in the middle of your left-right movements. Now, if we compare this to the I formation, remember what we just said, you want to be in the middle of your left-right movements. If we put ourselves in the wrong spot, in which the server's partner is in the center of the court or on the center line. Now, before I go any further, the server and the server's partner should discuss before the rally whether the server's partner is going to move to the left to cover this half of the court, or if they're going to move to the right to cover this half. They would make that move, the server's partner would make that move sometime between the ball bounce and the contact of the returner. Now, again, this is the wrong place to be to start the rally in I formation, and I'm going to show you why right now. Remember how we had the server's partner here for traditional formation so that they had equal distance to move left and right. If you are here in I formation, you have to go all the way to here to cover a down-the-line return. However, to cover a cross-court return, you'd only have to move about one large step. So as you can see, being on the center line does not put you in the middle of your soon-to-be left or right movements. So while you may know which way you're going to go, the returner does not, but they very well may know where you're going to go, because they will see that if you go to here, if your team has chosen that you're going to move here to cover the line, you have to go too early to get to here because the distance is too long otherwise. And if you go too early, that is a tell to the returner that they're going to see you go too early, and they're going to go cross court to keep that ball away from you. Now, if you hold your positioning here as long as possible before contact, as you should, then you're actually, if you move to here, you're not going to get there in time because the distance is too far. So then the returner can very well hit a winner by you because you can't get there in time. So whether you hold as long as you can or you go too early, you're not going to get there in time or you're going to have a tell. Either way, it's a problem. So let's put yourself in the correct position. Your initial position on the court as the server's partner when doing I formation should be, this is for the deuce side, right about here. As the server's partner, your partner whom is serving should be on the opposite side of the court as you. Let me erase this because of course the server should be near the center when serving. Otherwise, if they were over here and there was a switch, they have to go way over here. So it applies to the server too. If you are here, you now that you're in the correct spot, you have an equal distance to move to the left or to the right. Therefore, you can hold your position right here as long as possible before the returner makes contact. Therefore, you will not go too early and the returner will have no idea where you're going to move to. So again, instead of starting in the center where you're going to have a tell, you're going to have to go too early, or if you do go later as you should, if you're in the right spot, you will not be able to get there in time. So start off center, again, the opposite side from where your partner is serving from. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. I think it does. I think it's quite obvious that if you're in the center of your left-right movements, it's easier to move left or right because you don't have a large distance to cover. As you saw when this player was in the center line, they'd have moved much further for the down the line return. And same holds true if we were on the add side. You want to be off center on the opposite side from the side in which your partner is serving. So let's do what the pros do. They do it for the same reason as I have discussed when they do I formation. I know that at least most of the time players are doing I formation, that server's partner is not going to be on the center line. How is volleyball so similar to doubles? Well, let's first paint the picture here. You are in a one-up, one-back formation. Let's say that the opponents also happen to be in a one-up, one-back formation. The most common formation in doubles in all levels. Now, you are the server's partner, or you could be the returner's partner. It doesn't matter. You're the net player. Your partner is at the baseline behind you. Would you agree that if the opposing baseliner receives an easy ball, they can be offensive, they're not stressed, they can do anything they want with the ball, right? Now, if the opposing baseliner receives a difficult ball, they're much more likely to hit a weak ball back because they are on defense when they are stressed, when they're receiving a difficult ball. So, who is going to give the opposing baseliner an easy ball or a difficult ball? The partner in the back. The back player is the more important player because they're the first person who is going to hit the ball in every rally, whether you're the server or the returner. Now, as we've already said, this player's quality of shot is largely based on the difficulty or the challenge of the ball they receive. If your partner at the baseline hits an outstanding, fast, deep ball, this player is more likely to hit a weak ball back, which puts you as the net player in play to put away the next volley, in which you may be able to hit a winner somewhere in that area. Even though you hit the winner, the back player, your partner, gets most of the credit because they set up the play. Had they not hit a quality shot and stressed this player, you probably would not have received that easy put-away volley. So again, even though you hit the winner and finished the point, the back player gets most of the credit because it wouldn't have happened if that back player had not hit that quality shot. On the other hand, so if you probably have noticed, the back player, I think I've mentioned it, the back player is the setter and the front player is the spiker. That's the volleyball analogy. But the front player can only spike if that back player is hitting quality shots or is having a good pass, if you will, to the opposing baseliner. On the other hand, unfortunately, if your partner hits a high short ball, this is kind of confusing, let me erase that. Just envision a high short ball to the opposing baseliner. Now the opposing baseliner is not stressed, they're comfortable, they're on offense, they can do anything they want with the ball because of that, and say they come forward and crush the ball down the line for a winner. You as the net player, it is not your responsibility or I should say it is not your fault because the back player, your partner, hit a weak shot. Therefore, this player could do anything they want with the ball. And even though the winner happened on your side maybe, you are not responsible because your partner quality of shot was not good enough. Therefore, it exposed you as the net player. So by hitting a quality shot, the back player hits a quality shot, it protects you at the net. So your success as the net player is largely based on the quality of the back player's shot, your partner's shot. That's really one of my pet peeves when I'm teaching doubles and the net player gets a fastball at them or it goes by them for a winner and they're like, I'm sorry, and they're like apologizing to their partner behind them and they feel bad, and it's like, just because the ball was a winner on their side of the court that they're primarily covering, or just because they missed a difficult volley, they assume that it's their fault. They take all the responsibility for losing that point, when in reality, their partner hit a weak shot to the opposing baseliner, and this guy at the net got attacked because of that weak ball that the partner hit. Had the partner hit a good shot, now this player at the net is protected from getting passed down the alley area or getting the ball blasted right at them. There are some exceptions, of course, but it's much less likely that as the net player you get attacked if your partner has hit a good shot. So I don't want you to think that just because you missed a really difficult volley or just because the ball landed in the alley right here, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's your fault. We're now going to talk about one of my favorite things to teach because it helps players immensely with their volley put away opportunities, as well as being ready for defensive volleys before they even come. Now, this is going to tie into what we've already talked about, aside from the I formation is a little bit of a different subject. Now, as the net player, when your partner is at the baseline, wouldn't it be nice that as the net player know when this opposing baseliner is going to try to go down your line and when they're going to try to hit it cross court away from you? You can't always know for sure before they hit where they're going to hit it in terms of they're going to hit it down your line or cross court, but I can show you how you have a great probability of knowing where they're going to hit the ball. Now, before I show you the recipe of anticipating where they will hit the ball, I want to first talk about how people are often too close to the alley. They overcover the alley. This makes the partner at the baseline cover too much of the court. This player loses opportunities of put-away volleys near the center of the court. The reason players go too close to the alley area, this is most players, is because they don't know when the opposing baseliner is going to go down their line. And quite frankly, most players are very embarrassed when they get passed down their line because it seems like it's their fault, as the winner happened on their side of the net that they're primarily covering. But as we've already talked about, in general, it is the back player's responsibility when that happens, or it's largely their fault when that happens most of the time. Now, let's put you more over here where we typically want to be, somewhere in that area. Here is how we can know or have a good idea of where this ball will go. When the opposing baseliner is hitting the ball or receiving the ball, if they receive a difficult ball, they are going to try to hit the ball cross court away from you because it's a higher percentage shot and it's where there is no net player. So when they're stressed, they want to keep it away from you. However, if your partner has hit them a weak ball, they are not stressed, they're comfortable, they're on offense, that's when they like to attack, and that's when they will sometimes go at you or try to hit the ball by you. So, in short, this player receives an easy ball, they might go down your line. You want to be conservative with your positioning and be ready to be attacked possibly. If they receive a difficult ball, they are probably going to try to go cross court as they should, again, because it's the higher percentage shot. Therefore, instead of moving with the ball or staying on your side, you're going to maybe initially move with the ball, but then you're going to want to crash the center of the court because that's where the ball will go. Again, last time they receive an easy one, you're going to want to stay on your side and be ready for them to go down your line possibly. They receive a difficult one, you're going to move with the ball initially, but you're not going to stay on your side, or at least not in this area. You're going to go to the center of the court because that's when they go cross court. Stressed, they're going to go cross court. They're not stressed, they might go down your line. So that's how you can know if they're probably going to hit it cross court or if they might hit it down your line. Watch the quality of the shot, and I almost forgot. The most important thing, you need to know if it's a good shot or not, of course, so you know whether they're going to hit it down your line maybe, or they're going to probably hit it cross court. If the ball lands closer to the baseline than the service line, assuming it's not a really slow high ball, that is a good shot. In general, you're going to want to go to the center because they're going to go cross court. However, if the ball is shorter, like near the service line, assuming it's not a very low ball, they can attack you because it's a weak ball. So watch the depth of the bounce. Where does the ball bounce? Does it bounce closer to the baseline or closer to the service line? And that'll give you a great idea if it's a good shot or not, because you need to know if it's a good shot or not so you can anticipate if they're going to go down your line or if they're going to hit it cross court. For several months, I have been doing videoing my doubles lessons, and I will show my players after the lesson, or sometimes the next day I'll send them the video that I took of their match play, of their doubles points, and I'll sometimes have my voice talking over the points, and I'll talk about where you should have gone or where you should have hit the ball instead. If that's something you're interested in, meaning if you would like me to analyze your doubles video, you could just simply take a quick doubles video and send it to me. Just let me know if you're interested by simply commenting, and I will certainly reach out back to you and we can figure something out there. I can help you with your doubles game. Again, I'm Jeremy with Fundamental Tennis. Please subscribe, give me a like, comment, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to get a few videos from y'all so that I can help you further improve your doubles game.